Hey guys, Tim Hart with Van Dyke Mortgage, host of Rates and Reels. I'm here at City of Palms Park with head coach Jamie Corr of Florida Southwestern State College, also known as FSW. Coach Corr, thanks for being with us today, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
No, I appreciate it. So you guys, if you're not born and raised here, you may not know, but Edison Community College, right? Used to have a baseball team?
That's right. They did all the way up until 1997. And then it disbanded and brought it back a couple of years ago and recruiting hard, trying to put a great product on the field and represent this community the right way.
Cool. Some viewers out there may not know you, but fill us in on how you got to be head coach Jamie Corr at FSW. Like, what's the journey like for a guy for a head coach?
Well, I think a big part of me getting the job as head coach was that I played here. I actually got recruited by Coach John Cedarberg, brought me down here, and I played here in 1992, 1993 season. And had a blast. Loved every minute of it. This place jump-started my career, and 20 years later, I got a phone call to come down and talk about starting the program again, and it's been a dream come true.
Isn't that wild?
It is. Small world.
Funny. So that's head coach Jamie Corr. So guys, what we do here, Coach, is we do 3 questions.
Bring them.
Hope you're ready.
Bring them.
All right. First question. Travel baseball, hot topic where we coach, and you got to deal with it all the time. So what's your opinion on year-round baseball compared to multi-sports?
Well, first off, when you talk about creating the kind of the well-rounded athlete, I think multi-sport's the way to go. Always have, always will. I think it gets the kids in a competitive atmosphere year-round, which you want, but it also, introduces them to other sports. Lets them meet other kids, which I think is very, very important. Travel ball does have extreme benefits. Number one, the kids get better with more playing. I think, you need to hit a baseball every single day of the year, but you certainly don't need to throw every single day of the year.
Right, throwing's a big deal.
Throwing's a big deal. I know it's a hot button topic of how much is too much. And it's very individual on what each player can handle, but a lot of people are under the philosophy that you're born with so many bullets in that arm. And I think you need to guard that a little bit and kind of give kids some good time off from throwing.
With multi-sports, I'm curious, is there a sport that you would like to see your baseball players play that mixes with baseball, like basketball, soccer, or football? Or
I think any of the major sports give a great background for agility work. If you go out and play soccer, your footwork as a shortstop is going to be a lot better, no doubt, because you're used to those handling skills of the ball with your feet. You go play basketball, your endurance is going to be better because you're running up and down the court. And of course, sports like football, wrestling, those are combat sports. You're going to be a little bit tougher guy.
Right.
So all of them have great benefits. It just depends on what's big in your area, what your natural abilities let you play. And you kind of go from there, giving the kid a well-rounded experience.
Question number 2. This is a viewer question out there, you guys. We ask you guys what question you want to ask Coach. This one came from Derek Hoynes. His son plays at Verot. He may be on your radar sometime coming up, Bishop Verot. He asked, what age do you start recruiting players, and what do you look for in a player that you're recruiting?
Well, I think being a junior college coach, we recruit a lot later than a lot of schools. Your bigger D1 programs, they're getting 14, 15-year-olds on the radar. They're building their database of who are the good players around at an 8th grade, 9th grade age, and then following them, almost offering them as a sophomore, where you don't really realize what that kid's going to develop into. As a junior college coach, we do things a lot later. We are really not in the picture for any of those athletes yet.
Oh, gotcha.
Because, everyone wants to be that Division I athlete. And if a kid's not going to commit to a junior college as a junior in high school because they still have those big D1 aspirations, we come in the picture for really 3 types of kids. Number one, the athlete that is not quite at the ability level to play at that Division I school they want to, so they come to us, get on the field and play right away, which is the only way to develop, and they become that ability that the D1s want. Number 2 is the D1s really want this young man, but he just didn't get the grades. So he has to come to us to get the academics in line to where he can qualify for that Division I scholarship. And then number 3, and the one we really love to go after, is the bona fide Division I player that gets even better and now has pro aspirations. So instead of going to a Division I school and getting locked up for 3 years until their junior year, they come to us right out of high school, just play 1 year, and then they can go in the draft in year 2.
So they can do the one and done like college basketball at JUCO?
They can. They can get drafted. They come to us, they're able to get drafted out of high school, turn down the money, come to us, get drafted after their freshman year. Don't like that still, come back to us, get drafted after their sophomore year. Then they can decide between going pro right away or going ahead to that Division I program.
I didn't know that.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yes,
cool.
sir.
Third question, last one. I coach Little League. I have plenty of friends out there that coach Little League. And what advice would you give us Little League coaches to help our kids?
First and foremost, I would make sure that you guys know you are the most pivotal coach in these young men's lives. You are number one. You're the very first one. You're the introduction into this sport. And with a lot of great sports out there that are really fun to play with football, basketball, lacrosse, a lot of sports are taken away from baseball because baseball is built around failure. When you go up to bat, you're gonna fail 7 out of 10 times if you're good. If you're good.
Right.
So, you know, the Little League coach needs to be more in tune with developing the athlete on the baseball field in his fundamentals. That needs to be paramount. Don't worry about winning unless you're paid to coach the sport. And with that, I mean, winning and losing shouldn't dictate what kind of season you're having. It should be about, number one, are the kids developing a love for the game? You know, instill that love in them, and it's the bring them back philosophy. You know, your job as a Little League coach is, number one, ensure that that young man plays baseball next year. If he doesn't, it's probably a reflection on something that happened during your season. Really, really focus on the fundamentals of the game and redefine success. Success is not necessarily whether you get on base, whether you get a hit. It's developing a modality where you're focusing on the quality at bat. When you go up to the plate, are you getting on if that's your job? If a runner's already on first base, are you getting him over? Are you moving the guy into scoring position? Where little Johnny's got a man on first, he hits a ground ball to second base and that runner moves to second, Johnny needs high fives when he comes in.
Right.
He needs to know that his at-bat had value. And then when you got this guy in scoring position, don't just worry about getting a hit, worry about getting him in. And if he got him in and little Johnny didn't get on base, he still gets high fives. Way to go, you did your job. And I think that redefines success, especially offensively, where baseball players now realize they're succeeding more than they're failing.
No, that's awesome. By the way, that should be a meme for you. You should get a picture of yourself and put the, unless you get paid, don't worry about it. Whatever
that's it.
So
That's
we replaying that back a lot. Guys, this is Coach Corr out here at FSW. We're at City Palms Park. They were cool enough. Thank you very much for having us with this.
Thank you so much.
Field is awesome. They serve beer here, you guys. So come out, hang out, and watch some baseball here in a local community. And we really enjoyed this. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it.